guy.
Yeah.
Who did that song, Changes?
Oh, that was David Bowie. Time to face the strange changes.
Well,
Thanks a lot.
hi, I'm Cathie Mannion. I'm with Avanti Pro, and I'm here with Joe Bilello of Avanti Wealth. The ever-changing Paycheck Protection Program loan. We're here to talk about the forgiveness and the update that occurred June 16th. The SBA has revised it based upon the Flexibility Act that Congress passed earlier in the month.
Okay. So the thing about forgiveness in this case, it's one of those rare occasions where you can ask for forgiveness without needing to say you're sorry.
It is the government.
Okay.
So the Paycheck Protection Program loan, if you recall, is a loan program that allows for forgiveness. The key information of what you use the funds for hasn't really changed, but the nuances and underlying items have. So you have to use the funds during the qualified period for specific purposes. You have to keep or rehire your staffing at SBA defined levels, and you have to apply for the forgiveness with a whole lot of documents.
Okay.
The covered period is a little flexible if you received your loan prior to June 5th. After June 5th, it is a 24-week covered period. However, before June 5th, you can choose either to extend it to 24 weeks or keep the original 8 weeks that was in the first iteration of this loan document.
So if you have the option to go to 24 weeks, it may be wise to do that just to make sure you have all your documentation, and there's no real reason to hurry.
No, there is no real reason to hurry, other than some companies may want a clean definition of the loan if they're going in under financing or doing something strategically that they need that SBA defined line in the sand.
Right.
Because this is an open item, especially from an audit
right,
perspective.
get it off of their books so that they're clean to move forward.
Exactly.
Okay.
The covered period has a little bit of flexibility. That was in the Flexibility Act, that it could be the day that the funds hit your bank account or the pay period starting after the funds hit your bank account. Likewise, the language states paid or incurred. Incurred is an accrual basis. So this comes into play if you have a quarterly bonus program. Again, your 8 weeks only includes 2 of the 3 months of a quarterly bonus period.
Right.
And typically bonuses are paid 1 to 2 months later in case a contract falls through.
Right. The same, I would believe, would be true for commission. They're earned, but they may not be paid until the following quarter.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this paid or incurred phenomenon need to watch out for. The qualified purposes, the basic things remain the same, other than the payroll costs. In the original language, you needed to spend 75% on payroll costs. That has now been lowered to 60%. Again, your mortgage interest payments, your rent or lease payments, and business utility payments, no change in that language.
Okay.
The application changed.
Oh, always.
Always.
Okay, so throw away what you had before.
Yes, throw it away.
All right.
We now have 2.
Okay. Do we have to fill them both out?
Only you do.
I do. Okay.
Yes, you do. No, you will only use 1. And they've given further definitions. The application is due the earlier of 10 weeks after your covered period starts, or December 31st of 2020.
The earlier of.
The earlier of.
Right.
So again, that covered period definition is important. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
They've also told us the process. The banks, you are going to apply for the forgiveness at the same bank that you applied for your loan. And the bank will have 2 months to review the documents and submit it to the SBA. The SBA now has 3 months to respond. And then once the SBA has responded, the first payment of any repayment loan is going to be 6 months later. So if you submit your loan application December 31st, the bank has 2 months, the SBA has 3 months, and then it's 6 months before payment starts. It's going to be 2022 until you effectively start paying this thing back.
Okay, it's not a bad thing if you do owe the money.
No,
Okay.
and it's a strategic decision. It will become a 5-year term loan at 1%. The applications are number 3508. Yes, I like numbers. The long one is 5 pages with 7 or 9 pages of instructions.
Okay, but
And
they
then
also have
The
what I would be looking at.
easy.
Yes, I'm always going for the easy.
It's only 3 pages
Okay,
and requires fewer documentation.
probably has all of the same questions in smaller print. Is that right? Yes. So,
Only 3 types of businesses can use the easy form. The first are your self-employed persons, sole proprietors, independent contractors that have no employees. The second are businesses that did not reduce the wages or salaries less than 25% and did not reduce their number of employees or full-time equivalent hours.
okay.
So if you did those, you could qualify to use the easy form.
So people in restaurant businesses, for example, a lot of other industries, their employees are deciding to not come back, so they don't have the same employees.
Right.
But the hours paid, it didn't matter on who the person was. It's the wage amount and the number.
The wage and the number. And there are numerous calculations and viewpoints on this. Hire dates, rehire dates, offering letters. We go into a little bit of that in the May 7th video, but there is a nuance and it is so unique, a video really can't cover it. That isn't a case-by-case basis. The third type of business that can use this easy form are businesses that did not reduce the wages or salaries, and they were not able to be in operations during the COVID period by complying with a federal agency decision.
Wow.
Most people abided by local. Local and federal may or may not have been congruent.
Okay.
So again,
county and state for SBA purposes doesn't count here.
no,
So what it really does is it keeps them from doing the easy form.
correct.
Okay, they still have all of the other options open.
Absolutely.
to the full
Everybody
form.
can use the 3508. This
Okay.
is just those that have the option of using the easy form.
Okay, so it sounds like quite a few people will not have that option.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, some things that you want to keep in mind. Everyone has now confirmed this is not an all or nothing forgiveness application. If you use the funds for less than 60%, there will be a reduction in the forgiveness amount. If you did not meet the number of employees or the wage ratios, a portion will be forgiven. So again, make your decisions strategically. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not make decisions based upon how much you can get forgiven. Those of you that received the loan funds earlier in this program opportunity, you're coming up on your 8 weeks. Wait until you have filed your second quarter payroll reports. Get those done and out of the way before you focus on this application, because you're going to be needing the data for it.
Okay.
And like I said, that incurred or paid calculation, run it. Run the numbers all different ways to see what's best for your company. Never know.
So we may even be using third quarter
Yes,
payroll, because this is going
because
to be
that could be incurred during the covered period.
right. So the due date on these may fall strategically on Thanksgiving or Christmas or New
Yes,
Year's.
do not overbook your holiday
Okay.
this year.
All right.
And those that are getting their loans in June, their 24 weeks isn't up until November.
Wow.
So their
Okay.
covered period isn't even over until then. So yes, we in the accounting world are having the never ending tax and COVID season. As you know, tax season ends
July 15th.
July 15th.
Initially, yeah.
And then we're rolling into these forgiveness applications and then rolling into tax management. Tax management is key for this year because we still don't know what is going to happen with the expenses that are being paid with this COVID money. The IRS says one thing, Congress says another.
Okay.
When are we going to know? December 17th is the magic date.
Wow. Okay. So New Year's Eve party for celebrating actually getting your paperwork done.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm assuming there's likely to be extensions on that because there have to be clarifications which still need to be made. Just the forgiveness application deadline date being what, October?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Right?
I think that's a scrivener's error. But
Yeah.
if you look at the application, it says it expires October 31st, but yet you have up until December 31st to file it. So
Okay.
go figure.
Yeah, they'll just give you a fine. Don't
As
worry
David
about
Bowie says,
it. Changes.
changes.
Yeah, turn and face the strange.
Yes.
Yes.
But we at Avanti Pro and Avanti Wealth are not as strange as we may seem at times.
Yes.
We have all kinds of information at our website, avantipro.com, AVANTIPRO.com. You can select various links on the COVID resources and contact us. If you need someone to walk through, this is all crazy. It is crazy. As well as your general accounting, your tax management, or just the uncertainty in your financial area.
Yes.
Uncertainty seems to be the word of the year.
Yeah, at least she didn't use any of the words we hear on every television commercial and every ad. We haven't gone there. Hope you all stay safe. We appreciate you tuning in. If there's anything we can do to help, please contact us. Be sure to share the information when someone asks you a question about the loans or taxes in general. And we're here to help.